Well, happy Thursday morning to you, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Musings. I appreciate you being with me as we are now continuing our series on the man of sin, a look at 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and Paul's prediction. Because John Hagee, and I mean a raft of others on YouTube, John Hagee said in 2015 the man of sin would be revealed this year. And it's supposed to be by August of 2016. Kind of funny that different so-called prophecy experts have got it June, July, August, some September, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, if they understand things so well, why can't they get it a little bit closer? Now, in the last segment, I hope that I challenged your thinking concerning 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, where Paul said, do not let anyone, do not be soon shaken in mind or your spirit by word, by letter, by epistle, as if from us, that the day of the Lord had already come. Consider the concept of the rapture. Now, you just really have to catch this in light of John Hagee, in light of dispensationalism. All right? Some at Thessalonica believed the day of the Lord had already come. Now, in the dispensational view, all right, please understand this. Catch the power of this. In the dispensational narrative, in the timeline, what do you have? You have the rapture first. All right? The rapture first. Then you have the man of sin after the rapture. Well, wait a minute. If John Hagee says the man of sin's already alive, then guess what? The rapture absolutely 100% must be in this generation. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And by the way, the claim by some dispensationalists, there have been man of sins that were alive at different periods of time throughout history, and they were just waiting kind of in the wings for just the right time to be manifested. Things didn't work out, so they weren't manifested. There is not a syllable of biblical evidence to prove that. Not one single syllable. Anyway, in the dispensational timeline, you have the rapture, then you have the man of sin signing the peace treaty, you have the rebuilding of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. Has anybody seen the temple lately? Then you have the man of sin breaking the treaty, setting up the abomination of desolation, the great tribulation. At the end of the great tribulation, or at the very height of the great tribulation, you have the day of the Lord of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Oh, wait a minute. I hope you see the problem here. If the Thessalonians believe that the day of the Lord, which comes after the rapture, after the man of sin, after the rebuilding of the temple, after the abomination of desolation, after the great tribulation, or at the very height of it, how could anyone believe all of that had already happened? It's absolutely impossible. I want to say this as kindly as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, when you watch and when you listen to men such as John Hagee and Jack Van Impe and Hal Lindsey and the whole host of them, they give us this timeline, supposedly, of events. And then, in order to continue their fear-mongering, what do? They cherry pick events out of that narrative, out of that timeline, and say, oh, it's here. Wait a minute. Remember, John Hagee says the war, not preparation for the war, the war of Gog and Magog has already begun. Well, folks, Gog and Magog is at the end of the millennium, according to Revelation 20. Do you see what I mean when I say that John Hagee and all of these other teachers cherry pick in order to continue, in order to prey on the unsuspecting, and may I use the word, gullible, and I mean no disrespect, but ignorant audiences? Look, folks, if the battle of Gog and Magog has already begun, then Revelation chapter 20 is over. The millennium is over. The man of sin has already appeared. The temple has already been rebuilt. The abomination of desolation has already been set up. The great tribulation has happened. The second coming has happened. The millennium has happened. Do you see how false John Hagee and all of these other teachers really are? They violate, they contradict the very timeline of eschatology which they teach themselves. And no one can answer the question, how would it be possible for anyone to convince anyone that that day and those events had already happened? Go to my website, eschatology.org, bibleprophecy.com, donkpreston.com, and order my book, How Is This Possible? I'm sorry I cannot pay shipping on this particular book, but order this book. I want to tell you, this book may be that thing which will change your life for the better. Get a copy of this book today. In the meantime, thank you for joining me for Morning Musings, and we will see you, Lord willing, next Monday.